Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to the Pain Clinic for May 2nd. We are in the month of May. Yay, yay, the month of May. Holidays today. Let me get them out of the way for May. And thank you, Dave. Thank you. Nice to see you in the chat room. Holidays today, Baby Day. Okay, Brothers and Sisters Day, Free Comic Book Day, which is going on right now. I've actually seen people lined up outside comic book shops on social media. It's Herb Day. Or is it Herb Day? I don't know. It depends. If it's a guy named Herb, then maybe. If it's Herb, then it's correct either. Kentucky Derby Day. Today is the day of the Kentucky Derby. It'll be going on. It's always the first Saturday in May. You want to check that out? National Fitness Day. Certainly, National Fitness Day is a good thing. Birthdays today. I only see one. There's a couple. Big Boss Man unfortunately passed away, but today is his birthday. But The Rock, he is 54 today. The Rock is 54. Wow. That's he looks great for a 54-year-old man. So he must get into National Fitness Day as well, because that's today too. But that's your roller derby birthdays. I'm sorry, your professional wrestling birthdays. Hey, interested in roller derby? Would you like to officiate Rock City Roller Derby? Needs you. Contact recruitment at rockderbyrecruitment@gmail.com and join Rock City Roller Derby. If you're in the men's team, Flower City Fear, FLOUR, Flower City Fear. Check them out, flowercityfear.com. Always looking for help as well. Season is going. It's fun to skate. It's a lot of fun exercise. You lose some weight. If you're trying to lose weight, it's tough, though, to get hit while you're on skates. I'm just throwing that out there. Try it sometime. But we got some things we want to talk about today. And I was just thinking about the introduction to the show that I played as we were going in. It's a combination of Mick Foley's Mankind intro and Lance Storm from ECW. That's part in there too. I think it's Phasmagoria or something like that. And then there's another part with the countdown. So and I got to give credit. That's a Phil Mercado creation. Phil Mercado from WHTK, where we used to be on for 20 some odd years, almost 30. But we were on for we are at 29 next year. So we're getting up there. We're at 28 years we've been on the air. It'll be in November. So that's pretty crazy. Or we've been doing wrestling talk. It's not absolutely been on the air since COVID. But that I just wanted to throw that out there because I always listen to that intro every show, and it's like I keep forgetting that that was Peace Day. We used to have a different intro in the very beginning. It was similar but different, and this one I've always enjoyed this one because I feel like we're launching a rocket, and the rocket we're launching today is going to talk about Cody Rhodes still being champ after WrestleMania. We'll get a little Mania catch up because the guys are with us today, so. Mania happening a couple weeks ago. I kind of briefly went over it last week. I was out of town last weekend. I really didn't get much thoughts on it, but I also talked about last week the cuts, major cuts in the company, and we'll bounce that around between DC, the Artiste and I, and Ricky Saints shows up last night in SmackDown and gets a title shot in his very first match, and unlike Paige, does not win a title on the very first opportunity. Much like Paige, I mentioned it earlier on the earlier show. Paige, very first match on WWE TV, won the women's championship, and then her very first match back with WWE won the tag title. So it's that, but unfortunately not Ricky Saints. But got the cast and crew here today. DC from NC. DC, are you there, buddy? I think there you are.
I'm here.
Got your Sabres gear. There we go. There we go. After last night, Sabres pull out that.
I was wearing this 19 years ago.
No, probably the last time they were in the playoffs, right?
Last time they won, May 1st, 2007.
Wow, I feel old because I know that they must.
I saw an infographic. They were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, back on this day, other things that happened. Steve Jobs introduced the first iPhone."
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Well, I shows you. Now we're up to 18 or 19. Who knows? And but DC is nice to see you. Thanks for coming. We also got Rob Sanderson joining us. He was updating last I saw, and I see him in here. There he is, Rob Sanderson. How are you doing this beautiful Saturday morning?
Let's go Buffalo. Good morning.
Yes, I was wondering. You know what? It's why do they seem like they play better offense when they're on the road than when they're at home? Because it's like their offense was so good in those road games in Boston. And it's like then we had that 1-1 in a tie going into overtime earlier this week. It was exciting. I knew it seemed. I'll be honest with you. I thought Buffalo was a much better team than Boston, and I think the series proved it. So, what'd you think, Rob? Might as well
Yeah, I
talk
would agree.
hockey.
I mean, it's beating the Bruins is extra great, especially with some other players stepping up, contributing offensively. Some really salty Boston fans is always a great thing. Kind of sucks, I guess, that the game that Josh Allen banged the drum was their
Yeah,
worst game of the
yeah,
series. But
yeah.
um, yeah, now it's just let Tampa and Montreal beat each other up a little bit more tomorrow and see what happens. I hate that the second round starts today and tomorrow. I miss the days of let's wait for round one to finish before we start round two, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So what is that series at right now between Tampa and Montreal?
3.
3-3, game seven tomorrow.
Oh, there we go. I'm kind of rooting for Montreal only because I think they'd be an easier team to beat than Tampa, but because Tampa has had, such a history, but who knows? I mean,
Tampa's the better team for sure, but
yeah,
Montreal is playing well. And I think Montreal is kind of similar to me, like Buffalo, where it's taken me a long time to actually believe that they're as good as they are. But they are pretty good. So we'll see. I mean, that I didn't see a ton of the game last night because it was overlapping with the Sabres game, but
sure.
certainly looking forward to watching a game seven tomorrow. I think it's been an awesome first round of the playoffs. Um, it's just weird that, like, I think it's such a good round, even though we're only getting one game seven total.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting. I was talking on the roller derby show I did last night that my daughter lives in Buffalo and she's been at every canal side. She didn't go into for the game. She was at canal side for and so there was she said that there was a lot more people there as after the first game that they were outside. So but I said, it was raining too. So it's like but she said, apparently they had like food trucks there and it's better because you get on a big screen and you don't have to pay, the hundreds of dollars for the tickets. So,
I
but
can't imagine some of the scenes in Buffalo with the win last night, plus, depending on where you were, potentially free Molson.
yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah, dangerous. That's dangerous. So, um, so hockey will work its way into the show as long as the Sabres are alive, or maybe even after they're not alive. But
Well, and I mean, yeah, it's a big week for that. I shout out to Don Stevens as well. That there's good and bad this week in hockey, and to be honest, I was surprised to see the Amerks force a game three. But unfortunately, that final call happened on Sunday. So I'm glad. I know we talked about maybe taping on Sunday. I'm glad we didn't because that was a not the most happy feeling
oh yeah,
listening to his final farewell. So shout out to Don, obviously a legend in hockey and Rochester, and big mentor to me. And obviously, so many people have had their interactions with him, especially any of us who have worked in radio locally and stuff too. So, just I don't know, it's crazy to see that
yeah.
that day actually come.
I was gonna
We'll
say.
always have 2 minutes for holding.
Holding. I was gonna say, with Don, he's like old school. I mean, I think
Yes.
because a lot of the newer kids who like, and Rob, you know exactly what guys come in and you just don't announce. I mean, Don didn't either, really. I think he was a sales guy too, but I know that he back in the day. When hockey was, you would just announce when you were the announcer, you travel with a team and you did that. You didn't have to load equipment or sell advertising and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the way
The good old days must have. I would have loved to have lived in that. Well, there's a
sorry,
lot of reasons right now that I would have loved to have lived in a different era. Let's just say. I obviously that's a statement much more than just about hockey, but
sure, yeah,
You don't
yeah,
say.
no. I always told people like full-time jobs in hockey and stuff. Like I've always felt it's like you do if you're an announcer uh, outside of the NHL, you basically work a full week of all your other tasks, and then it's kind of like you're just calling the games for free on the weekend. Like you've already done more than your 40 hours worth of salary,
yeah,
and now you're on the road all weekend and stuff, and you gotta love it to do it. And I mean, I give so much credit to Don for I mean, 58 years of broadcasting, 40 with the Amherst. It's just insane because in a lot of ways, it's a lot easier in so many ways, it's a lot easier for people in the NHL than it is for people in the AHL. And so the amount of bus trips, carrying his own equipment, setting everything up, doing it like the Amherst have a nice team that puts media stuff together. I mean, certainly much more of a team than like I've experienced elsewhere and stuff,
Yeah.
where you're like a one-person team, but still, it's a lot to go through with, not just catching a charter flight and, having people like walking in and all your equipment's all set up and all that kind of stuff. You kind
Yeah.
of people in the NHL have kind of earned those luxuries and stuff, but Don, I mean, battled through all of that stuff for all those decades. It's crazy. I mean, I wasn't even a year probably into like doing that full time, being like, this is nuts. Like,
Yeah.
People don't understand how tiring that is when you like maybe you get like one day off a month and stuff. So, yeah, credit to him. It sucks to see that come to an end. It really does.
Yeah. Hopefully, things don't change too much with what happens in the future. I guess we'll find out next year, but Don was, legend here in Rochester, and I actually got an opportunity this past year to call the Sabres portion of a Sabres game, which was, I think, awesome. And it's like, that was his dream. And he even said it in many interviews that he wanted to call in the NHL, and it never really happened, even though he definitely was quality. He definitely, I mean, while we're here talking wrestling and we ended up talking hockey for 15 minutes, but seriously, he was, and I'm glad that he got that opportunity with the Sabres, this year. But I know that's when it's kind of like Josh with the Red Wings. He's so good. He should be up in the major leagues, and it's a surprise why you don't see guys like this. In fact, I mentioned the Red Wings because I'm going to be selling beer there today at 1:00. So for a fundraiser for Rock City Roller Derby, I'm going to be working the Roar Box. So come on up and buy a beer from me. But it is sad here in Rochester. It's a shame that, I mean, it's interesting. You see, Rob, all the call ups by the Sabres. What was it, 2 days ago? They must have called up like 8 guys after,
the Black Aces. Yeah. They got nothing better to do. So
I was gonna say they had a few days off, right? And then,
yeah. And I mean, obviously, like the Amherst were a pretty solid team until they got decimated between call-ups, injuries, trades. I mean, the roster at the end there was really a shell of what it once was, and that includes people like the captain Metza, who's been sitting in the press box every game pretty much at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm impressed with the Sabres. I really am. It's still almost like tough to believe that Alex Lyon is doing this well in that. At this point, I mean, that was like a record-setting first round for a Sabres goalie in the playoffs. I didn't expect that for a guy who wasn't even a starter at the start of the playoffs and stuff. So
did call up, what was his name? Levy, is it? They called him up.
Devin Levi.
Levi, that's it. Yeah, Levi. He got called up. So you never know. I mean, it's you got some quality goal. He was definitely a quality goalie down here. I've seen, unfortunately, some bad games he had though when I went here, but he's overall been pretty good.
He still has a ton of potential, and I honestly thought he was going. If you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have thought he would have been the guy by now. Outside of bringing in like an established veteran to be a starter in Buffalo and have him back up, or something, but. He's been getting a lot of reps, at least in Rochester. I still think he's got the potential to really break through. So
keeping him fresh there. So this is what we're going to talk about today. I already kind of went through what we're going to talk about today, but you guys weren't here last week. Last week was basically just a news show. I just went through and gave up results of things. WrestleMania was 2 weeks ago. I know you guys.
WrestleMania already happened?
Yeah, it did. I know you guys are outsiders when it comes to talking about WrestleMania, but you follow the news. So I said, when I was giving my wrap up of WrestleMania last week, this is what I said. Paige shows up and becomes tag team champion, Danhausen, and that's all I could mention of 2 days of wrestling. Those are the two things that came to the top of my head. The
Wonder Years played Becky Lynch out.
Oh yeah, with the lip syncing, that was completely messed up. Yeah,
some people are saying lip syncing, some people are saying it was a timing issue. I think it may have been both.
just off a second,
which it sucks. But I mean, if you're setting up a band on the center of the stage with, I believe, another entrance to go and stuff, like, yeah, I wish they could have set it up as a legit performance. I wouldn't say a favorite band of mine, but it's definitely a band that I like quite a bit and have for a while.
And they've done legit performances before. They just put them on the side or something, on the side of the big stage. Yeah. But they put these guys right in the middle.
What did you see?
There's nothing plugged in, So
Mania 18 had Saliva and Drowning Pool both play live. Remember those? And they were actually playing. But yeah, the track, it sounded a little bit too much like the singer's recorded vocals than his live vocals. But
starts off with "Who's the Man," so it's like it was interesting. It was yeah. So the Wonder Years there. That's your thoughts for the whole WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. So we had the Mania on for, like, it was on the TV during the Roman match, which I didn't really look up at the TV much. I was working on something, and then I think there was another match that I saw some of. But that, like, it's literally like it's weird to me because, like, like, in a lifetime, I know, like, I've seen every episode of 24. I've seen every episode of Degrassi, like, all this stuff. I've seen every episode of AEW they've ever put out. I've seen every WrestleMania up until this year, and now, like, I don't have it in me to keep that streak going. Like, 41 of them came and went, and I was like, all right, I watch all those. Like, think of how many hours I've spent watching WrestleMania in my life. This year, I just couldn't. And again, it's not being a hater. I wanted to be interested. Like, please make me interested enough to still watch WrestleMania, and I couldn't do it.
You ever wonder if all the times you watch WrestleMania, if that equals with all the times you watch and something load on your screen for your whole life? I mean. I guess it helped. It didn't help their case that, like, there was the first Sabres playoff game in 15 years was night 1, right? Yep. And then, like, so it was like or night two, like, you knew that wasn't gonna win out, like, the decision making process on the TV, where, like, normally that hasn't been a thing. The last time the Sabres were in the playoffs was a time where, like, I was not going to miss WrestleMania. This time it's like, oh, is there paint drying that's more exciting? Okay, yeah. The thing is it's hard to find a highlight, out of 2 days of the shows.
What was your favorite commercial?
I don't know. Was it the gambling one with Drew McIntyre? I don't know. There's that's the funny thing is, if you watch
Solo getting DoorDash,
if you watch what's the spoof site?
Botchamania. Oh yeah, their intro this week roasted it.
Yeah,
you
gotta watch the beginning of that. It's like they just show everything, every ad that was stuffed in your face.
Watch for the WrestleMania roast. Stay for the more characters according to It's Always Sunny.
Yes, the very end too. Yes, the very, 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 very good. Very good show this week. Botchamania.
I'm glad you point that out, because I normally stop Botchamania when it gets to, like, that first round of credits or whatever. So
that's usually the best part. It's like usually halfway through when you get that point,
Right.
Check it out.
I haven't been on Botchamania in a while. I gotta fix that.
There's some good stuff on there, especially this past week. But it's like I always feel bad for my, like, wrestlers I like that show up on there when they do something, because it happens. I mean, it happens to the best of them. People make mistakes.
Every wrestler I know loves Botchamania. They watch it, and it's a sense of pride being on it. Like I just said. Yeah. I think I've only been on it twice. Maybe I'll say something stupid at ESW this week to try to get on it. But
there you go. Just say that
the amount of times that people have worked that into their promos and stuff, even in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you talk too much. Like, yeah, you said that on purpose.
The table or the door.
The table.
Yeah. So check it out. Yeah. So there's a lot. It was so DC. Anything else jump out at you? Was there anything that, I mean, like I said,
how much of WrestleMania did you suffer through, DC?
Yeah. You didn't watch any of it. I didn't. It's the first time, like you.
Yeah.
Like Royal Rumble, I'm there
there's so many people that
I'm there for it. Not at all this year.
Well, that's what's really, because I didn't watch the Rumble, and, like, this is I don't like this streak really. Like I don't want to be. I know I'm a hater, but I'm not really that much of a hater. Like the Royal Rumble has always been my favorite one
You
every
have
year, but
friends who wrestle in WWE, I mean,
that's why I thought I would like as much as I hated on the company. Like we're at a point in life where like there are those reasons or whatever. Though I mean, honestly, like the people that I know there aren't really like I don't know. They're either injured or they're gone or now it's at the point I haven't seen them in so long that it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know. It's not special anymore, but like I just everybody I've talked to or seen comments from, like all the people who were just like normally like, oh, I'm still gonna watch everything WWE, like something like you just hate on it too much or whatever. Like nobody said anything good about it. Nobody has said like, oh, you missed this match though.
no,
Like
it was, you
I
look
heard
at
people liked the Roman Punk match, and that's about it.
I
you
heard
look at
people hating on it too though.
you look at the length of matches and there was just 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
Commercial time far outweighed the wrestling,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a huge problem,
And
And
both nights
especially
ended
when
before-
people are paying
Yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah. There's no excuse when you're only doing 6 matches in a night, because it is WrestleMania. Now, I will say as well, like for full transparency, I've also had conversations in the last couple week of like indie shows that have too many matches or every match gets too much time or things like that, which is also a frustration of mine. I don't think that every match at Mania needs 15 minutes plus, but some of them should. You got to make
What was it
feel
like?
somewhat
Liv and
important. A
Stephanie got
6 minute
8 minutes.
wasn't it like the live match or something? One of them
Yeah.
was like 6 minutes, and
like
it's like
7 or 8
what are you
minutes.
doing?
Yeah. There was a lot of quality matches that could have gone a lot longer that didn't. And there was a lot of stuff on there too. Like I said last week, you could have taken both nights and put them into one good show. It definitely did not need to be 2 days. But like I said, both nights ended before 10
I
o'clock.
feel like though, even if you did that, if you took all those matches, put them into one night, cut out the commercials and stuff, and then you just went with like it was the way WrestleMania used to be 20 years ago, like it still wouldn't have even been as long as like a Mania from 20 years ago because all these matches went 6, 8, maybe 9, 10 minutes. Like it still would have been a short show. I or it's certainly not a long one. Certainly not like an AEW marathon pay-per-view, even at that point. I just don't like it's very weird to me because I think it's also a product of we're so much in this era of we got to give good things on TV or whether that's USA or Netflix or TBS, TNT, whatever. Like we've got to give the TV audience a lot. And like that wasn't really the case back in the day. Back in the day, you were just building the pay-per-views. People needed to see the pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are not must watch anymore. I mean, I think there's already been 2 Dynamites that were better than anything I could have dreamed of from WrestleMania since then. Like it's tough when when I think of like things I've heard about happening in WWE the last few months or whatever, and it's just like, couldn't you have saved that for Mania? Couldn't you have put that on Mania? Like,
Oh, seriously,
can't you
you're
make
right.
it seem like you have great wrestlers and you have big things that have happened in your company and you have some first time matches or big moments or whatever, and you can't save any of that for Mania?
I do want to denote that Triple H signed a new 3-year contract to keep heading up the company. So what you got this past year is going to be what you're getting for the next 3 years. So
Here's the match run times for night one. Usos versus Usos in LA versus the Vision, 7 minutes. Jacob Drew, 14 minutes. Women's Fatal 4-Way, 9 minutes. Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, 8 minutes. Gunther, Seth Rollins, 15 minutes. Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, 7 minutes. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, 23 minutes. 83 minutes of wrestling.
wow.
Were Stephanie or Liv hurt, or is that just an
I
actual
mean, there
decision
was
they
the
made?
rumor. Liv had the or the concussion. She had to have had a concussion.
Also, I didn't.
But Becky,
She
AJ,
sings now
8
or
minutes?
something.
Yeah, I
Liv is
would.
like
That's being generous.
okay.
That's being very generous.
You got to
Yeah.
remember that they also, there's, I don't know, some of these matches had stalling points in them too. that people would, the action would stop if someone was outside the ring and getting
An
back.
8-minute match with a rest hold.
Yeah, there was rest holds. I saw too many rest holds. No, that happened in the Roman Reigns freaking Punk match. It was like, why is this rest hold going on? There was, there was just, I'll just say it wasn't WrestleMania quality. I'm just going to throw it out there. Next year, supposedly, it's going to go back to one day when they're over in Saudi Arabia, if that happens.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, well, neither do I. But they said that, obviously after this, looking at this year, and I'll give them credit. I if they're done before 10 o'clock, I don't have a problem with that. And that's both nights were pretty quick.
I mean, because if you're starting at 6 or whatever, like that's still 4. Like you can still do a lot in that time and be done at a nice time in the evening. Like that's fine. That's totally acceptable. But fill that time with wrestling.
The longest women's match at WrestleMania was Jade and Rhea, and that was 10 minutes.
Yeah. See,
okay. The second you said the longest match was Jade, it reaffirms that I'm glad I did not watch.
Roman Punk went 34 minutes. That was the longest match.
So that's our little recap. I do want to kind of move on because, like I said, I got to go serve beer soon at the Red Wings game. But I do want to mention that we had massive cuts at the end of the week after WrestleMania. Usually they give them a little bit longer than a week, but this was a week, and they lopped off 24, 25 people, including production people as well. I read this morning. So,
well, when a business like that runs on razor thin margins, I mean,
yeah.
No, and that's the thing is as much hate as Triple H gets from people, including me, and will continue to get, because every time I pull up YouTube, I see like WWE suggested video, like Triple H does this, Triple H does that. Dude, like you stopped wrestling how many years ago? Like stop making it about yourself. And like they can pretend that like, oh, it's not his decision and something. No, yes, it is. Like he could clearly be like, stop making it all about me all the time.
Well, what they did, you heard the process. TKO said lop off of the bottom third, and Triple H and Khan had to go through and pick everybody and submit the list, and then they went back to TKO, and then they called them and said, yeah, collect your stuff, you're out of here.
That's what I have such a problem with is more than anything. And I don't know, I mean, I can't tell you a single good thing that I've heard about that TKO has done since taking over or since illegally negotiating or anything else. But if you're somebody who has been putting everything into working for that company and you get a call from some random ass TKO phone number from somebody you don't know saying like, you're done. It is the most...
Zelina Vega.
I'm biting my tongue on using certain words.
Did they even get future endeavored?
What?
Zelina Did they get the traditional...
I don't think I don't know. I
wish
didn't
them all
see
the best in their future endeavors.
Zelina Vega said on her show that she got a call that said TKO or whatever and that's how she found out was, as well as Aleister Black, which, what a waste,
there are a lot of issues with like uncomfortable things you have to do as a boss. That being said, if you're a boss of a major wrestling worldwide company, corporation, whatever, something like, stop being a coward and pick up the phone yourself.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Like maybe it was like TKO saying like, no, we're going to make the calls. You can't make the calls. But I don't totally buy that. And they put themselves in this situation anyway. But I mean, granted, I don't know if I'm a Zelina Vega or somebody, if I want to call from Nick Khan, but Triple H or somebody who I actually know, who's actually at the arenas week to week and stuff, even if it's not, like a prominent person that like we really know about, like make somebody call that they actually know. It's so disrespectful to me. It's one of the top things that I hate about that company. And there are obviously so many things on that list, but just to hear about that process this year, it's garbage. It's more of corporate America, just throwing away people. You're nothing more than a number on paper to TKO and stuff like that. Like it makes me feel really bad for those people that got released. And I don't even really like all of them, but the way it was handled.
In the past, Johnny Laurinaitis used to do it. Freaking Jim Ross,
Mark Carano, yeah.
Mark Carano, Jim Ross. They used to be the guys that had to do that and stuff. And I'm
And it
sure
sucks because in those situations, it's not like these people want to fire all these people. That's the nature of their job. But again, that's their job. I don't for some random person in a TKO office in Vegas or whatever, somebody like, oh, by the way, be like, do you actually work for this company? I've never heard of you before, but you're the one that's calling me to fire me. Okay, I guess I'll believe you. Like, it's such a cowardly move.
it's sad too because there were, there's a lot of people that were, I mean, the whole Wyatt Six is gone. You took out Aleister Black, Selena Vega. There's some quality names in there, and
The Wyatt Six were released, and then they still aired a video package in the arena for SmackDown.
On SmackDown, the day of SmackDown, that how they kill time by running air packages on the screen while you're waiting for people to get into their seats. Yeah, I saw that. That's that's crazy. And you know what? Kudos to them. I mean, listen, I didn't think that Wyatt Six was connecting with anybody. From the beginning, I mean, they kind of, once
I never liked the idea from the beginning, to be honest. I really like some of those guys, but
Fireflies died. So when they stopped doing the Firefly stuff, it was like, okay, they're not getting over it all. And you know what? They gave them a long time to figure it out. They gave them tag titles, so I understand some of it, but it's still, in the call-ups that have happened since. And that's kind of one thing I wanted to mention about. We got Fatal Attraction now being a major force on SmackDown. We got Blake Monroe debuting next week. We had Ricky Saints last night against Cody Rhodes in a title match. I think that, it's like, I think they're pressured into moving these guys up from NXT. They still treat it as obviously a minor league developmental territory, even though it's got, equal, if not better coverage on TV than some of their, if you don't pay for Netflix, then you watch what's for free. And WB usually is a free channel for a lot of places, so people get to watch NXT and see these guys. So, but they did move a lot of them.
CW.
I'm sorry, CW. They have WB. What's that? That's what CW was when it merged with UPN.
Which one's on UPN?
Yeah, it was UPN. It was So, it's nice to see some of these young people getting an opportunity. But it's sad that they had to lop off so many people. And then there's people who don't show up on TV every week who are still employed there. So, it's just a sad time in WWE for that. And one thing I'm amazed at is after WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes is still champ. It's like, what was all the buildup for if you were just going to have Randy Orton lose on Saturday night? I don't, and especially, I know obviously they tried to incorporate Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee into it. That turned into a disaster. I don't know if you've read anything about how they felt that took away from the focus of the match pretty much. And then Pat McAfee comes out with a neck brace on in the end to pretend he's a referee. It was I think it was
for all that for Orton to take him out.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a mess.
Orton took out McAfee.
Yeah.
And then Jelly Roll took out McAfee too. Originally he took him out by doing an elbow drop on a table on him. But Jelly Roll was out too. So he got hurt from that too as well. But it was just distractions. It's like, what a terrible booking plan.
Wait, so was Orton a face at that point then? If you're taking out McAfee?
It was at the very end.
Yeah, it was after
after the match, or
he RKO'd McAfee, then he got hit by Crossroads, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but McAfee was like,
the distraction.
Yeah, and he was playing a face. He was playing a face, trying to get McAfee out to stop. I don't think he was happy about the interference, whatever. But it was just a distraction. It was a terrible match. It's like poor Cody had like a black eye. I don't know if you saw it, but his eye was,
it was nasty. I did see that. Yeah.
We're talking like 3 or 4 weeks. Or 3 weeks. It still was black last night when he wrestled Ricky Saints. But I'm just shocked that they spent all that time. Trying to put putting an angle or a swing on letting Orton, try to get his 15th or whatever, and then having him lose. There wasn't really any stakes a lot in that match. It was just.
I also heard rumors that Orton might have an injury he's dealing with, which is why they couldn't put the title on him.
I heard he was injured too. Yeah, and then we haven't seen him since. There's a lot of people we haven't seen since. We haven't seen Jade Cargill. Punk came out for like one segment and hasn't been back since. There's a lot of people that haven't, Cody Rhodes had his first match back since WrestleMania last night. So it was, listen, I like Cody. Don't sell me short, but I think that, he's wearing on people. And it's like right now they're setting him up with Gunther. He's going to have it looks like a series with Gunther coming up. But yeah, I don't know. I felt it was a lackluster WrestleMania that led into the lackluster booking since. And then after cutting a handful of people and then now inserting all these young people into, what's going on the product. And it's, you'll see the numbers will probably pay off or not pay off, when we start seeing like, people's reactions to, hey, where's my favorite wrestler? Oh, they got fired, it's definitely.
What I haven't noticed in the news over the last 2 weeks, any boasting about numbers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
By the way, they're pretty eager to talk about how much they brought in and the gates and the attendance and all this and that. And I haven't heard a peep.
Did you guys by any chance see Stephanie McMahon's BS that went on during the Hall of Fame induction? Besides the fact
I saw her little heel part of it. Yes. Which was basically just saying how she really felt, but
she was
being able to disguise it as, I'm just being a heel.
No, she was doing her dad. I swear to God, that was Vince McMahon talking.
Please rephrase that.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That wording was
the phrasing was off
with that specific family. I mean,
but the thing is she got an hour or whatever to talk. Everyone else got like 5 minutes, or if anything,
or zero. Yeah,
zero time. Yeah, so there, it's like there's a lot of heat on her. I think about that because of I don't know. They're just doing things wrong, and it's going to pay off. And then TKO is going to sell him back to that guy I mentioned a minute ago, and then who knows what will happen, But it's a shame because they've got pay-per-view next weekend. The follow-up to the rematch pay-per-view, I think they call it. No, the Backlash.
WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, WrestleMania Backlash. So
that doesn't make any sense to do that soon, but whatever.
Yeah,
nothing makes sense.
Yeah. So we did our Mania catch up and everything. You guys, do you guys think any of the cuts are people that could legitimately be used by AEW, MLW, New Japan?
Motor City Machine Guns are going to be in AEW. That has
Cedric Alexander just debuted on TNA this past week. I think he's one. Was it Cedric? No,
he's been there.
No, who is it? Okay, who is it? No, you're right. He's been there. I was just trying to think who. The question is did any of those guys immediately go to TNA because of their working agreement, and I doubt it, but
I wouldn't be shocked to see is he Aleister or Malachi now? Aleister Black and Zelina end up there, or Zelina end up back there. Because I don't know. Never say never. I mean, there have been some people. I didn't think Andrade would be back in AEW, and he's back in AEW. And I'm glad about that, but I don't know about like a return of Malachi Black.
One suggestion that I liked, someone said, imagine Uva Nation joining the Hurt Syndicate.
God, it's been so long since I've seen him on the Indies that I don't even like remember. He was there for what, a decade? I can't think. Yeah. What was his WWE name?
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, yes. Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't think
he had
wasn't
an opportunity.
A list of people. Like, I'm pulling back up the list now. It wasn't a list of people where I thought like.
I think Apollo Crews had an opportunity to do that and didn't do it before. I think there was an opportunity where, let me call it up too as well, because there was a lot of there's a lot of names. So I went through all of them last week.
I was gonna say, if you go through them, we can just give a quick prediction.
So Kairi Sane. How about Kairi Sane?
I could see Tony Khan taking a stab at her. That's also weird wording. Giving her an opportunity.
Giving her an opportunity.
Yeah.
So we got Santos Escobar,
CMLL.
He's coming off an injury, which is surprising that they cut him because he's coming off an injury that he got doing AAA. But he is a free agent. Motor City Machine Guns.
AEW. I would be so disappointed if they don't end up in AEW as soon as possible. So July.
Obviously Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, and then we had
See any of those guys landing anywhere?
Maybe
Alba,
TNA for some.
Alba Fry, who was in the middle of
I would love to see her in AEW/ROH. The that's Kaylee Ray, right? The redhead, the fake
yes,
redhead. Yeah. She's a good wrestler that I could see. I think she'll end up somewhere, whether that's AEW or TNA.
So then we got Andre Chase. No more Chase U, I guess.
Oh, the guy with the beard or the goatee or
Yeah.
whatever. I never saw any of his matches, so I don't know.
He usually didn't wrestle. He's usually
Okay.
And Zoe Stark was another one.
She's got the look. I mean, I don't know, like,
me out.
is she good enough to go out there and hang with like top people on the indies and stuff? Because I mean, somebody like her could go out there and if she could shine in some like GCW matches or something and build up a name and start to get a ton of appearances all over the indies and stuff, maybe get into Japan and stuff. I mean, like I said, she certainly has the look to get a look.
So
from places.
There's a few from NXT. I don't recognize their names too much, but there's Serena Linton, Trill London,
You're making
Luca
up names.
Cruciano. I don't know. Chris Island, Tyra May Steele, who was part of LFG, I believe. Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igua, which was his football player, I believe. And Apollo Cruz. So yeah, there's
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah. And Dante Chen. Sorry, there's another one there too. So there was.
I had to clear space for RFK Jr.'s niece.
Yeah, no, she's going to debut. I'm guessing soon. That's what I get the feeling. It's like there's a lot of things.
I hope she doesn't have his voice.
There's a lot of things going on about her because they felt that it was a TKO call on her. So, well, why not?
Rumors were her tryout did not impress.
Yeah. So yeah, they're still doing tryouts. They're going to be going to Europe for like 2 weeks coming up very soon. So
we're looking for our future talent cuts.
Yeah, our future talent cuts. Maybe you can get, the thing is, if you can sign a 1-year contract, you probably can live for a while. If you live, but very, that you don't have high expectations and like immediately go out and buy like vets and things, so one last thing I want before I get to the news, Ricky Saints debuted last night in SmackDown. I don't know if any of you.
I'm just going to say every single time you say Ricky Saints, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's his name now. Ugh.
Yeah, sorry.
And I know like he likes the name and stuff, like obviously like the New Orleans connection and everything, whatever, that's great. But like, I don't know if that's one name change I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to. Like I'm used to people saying Blake Monroe at this point. That's fine, whatever. But Ricky Saints is just, I don't know, makes me cringe.
Well, by the way, Blake Monroe kills me. Down in NXT for a month, got hurt, and sitting, not doing that much. I mean, there was doing some stuff, but not that much. Immediately gets called up. Fatal Attraction, they've been around down there for what 6-7 years, and they finally get called up.
That's JC Jane and whoever else, right?
JC Jane and two other people.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
For the little bit I've seen of her, she seems good.
She's playing the lead on that, and she took over for what's her name? Who's the girl that used to be part of Fatal Attraction?
Was that Priscilla Kelly?
No,
was she in something else?
No, the one that she's like a fitness model that I follow her on Instagram too. What is her name?
Mandy Rose.
Yes, Mandy Rose. Sorry, yeah. No, she didn't call herself Mandy Rose anymore, but yeah, Mandy Rose started that group back when she first was sent down to NXT all those years ago. So, so they're getting an opportunity now. Ricky Saints getting an opportunity. Yeah, like I said last night, they had a Blake Monroe promo for coming up. So they're.
I like Ricky. I'm happy. Like that's good to hear that he's on the main roster and stuff. The name itself is just.
Yeah, well, Fatal Attraction, first time they're on, broke into over 2 segments that were going on, one in the ring and one backstage. So they're giving them a lot of time. I think they're trying to build them up very quickly. So,
I mean, and that stuff sounds good because honestly, like, again, like the list of people that were in these WrestleMania matches, like there's a lot of talent and stuff, but there weren't any matchups where I'm just like, ooh, this is really intriguing. Like it's a lot of it was just like been there, done that, or like
even the Seth Rollins Gunther, which ended up being interfered by what's Braun Breaker, who I don't really has not done much since coming back as well, but
like the best example of like Cody and Randy Orton. Like, yes, there's a backstory there, but like, I like Cody. I respect Randy, but I had no interest in watching that match. I still don't think I'm going to go back and watch it. But like, then you mentioned Cody and Ricky Saints, and I'm just like, okay, like that's something I would check out. Like, I would love to see them like make a few more matches where it's just like, oh, this isn't like rehashing the same people over and over again with no reason. Like,
Oh yeah, I
that
think
everybody has said it was just like it was just matches with people that you've seen so much. It's just like, whatever.
I
Like,
think that you're right. There's a lot of burnout from people, the
yeah.
same, the same people. So I agree. I agree. And it's like, maybe that's why they held people off. Like, we didn't get a Tiffany Stratton match on WrestleMania, and then she immediately comes back to SmackDown after and wins the Intercontinental Women's title.
United States title.
Well, I don't know which one it is. It's one of the, it's one of the new ones they made up.
Who had that belt?
That was
Julia.
yeah, Julia.
Julia. Oh, Julia with a G.
Yeah,
Yes.
Julia with the G.
I was like, Julia Hart? No. What?
Julia.
Yes.
Julia. No,
Julia.
Julia. So yeah.
Soft
so,
G.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're what's interesting is how open WWE's become to like talking to people in general, talking to interviews, and being wrestlers made open to talk to people that I find it very interesting that for all the times in our career of this show where we were like handcuffed by anything they did, and now it's like they seem to.
It's interesting. I just to point out on that, I saw I don't even remember what it was, but I saw one tweet that was hating on WWE from a Twitter account from somebody with the name of Joe Villa, and I just laughed. I was like, even he's taking shots at the company now.
Yeah,
Because if one of us said that before, then he would be calling us on the phone while we're in high school. Yeah,
we're suing you. Okay, yes. So I find
shout out to Joe. How you doing?
There you go.
Yeah.
He's doing something. I know that he's out there someplace.
I love. It's like one of those. Like I love seeing people turn on a certain politician. And I don't know. I love seeing like a PR rep like turning on their old company. Because he was so harsh with like every media outlet and stuff. And now even he's taking shots. It's just like,
handcuffed.
So we were right, basically. Okay, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I always felt that way. So I'm gonna get some news and I think we already talked about Brody's match, right? We talked about that because we had the show before WrestleMania, right?
Yep.
Yes, we didn't. Yeah, the only things that happened after that last show we did were the Effie's Big A brunch, which there wasn't a ton to talk about from that, and then the that night was the Immortal Cluster F, which was I was up till 6 something in the morning, I think, watching that. It was awesome. It was so entertaining. There were so many like surprises and stuff. I don't know how many people ended up in it, but I'm pretty sure it was like off the top of my head, I want to say it was like 2 hours and 20 minutes long or something. But it's just super entertaining the whole time.
It's just one match, right? It's just
yeah, it's just one like never ending. Like people sometimes like, but it's kind of like, so like they've come out like this isn't like all secretive because they've come out and said some of the stuff, but like the main booker for it was Speedball. And they basically like they go through and show started late and stuff too. And then they had to clean up from a cage match that was crazy, but they book it into like different segments and stuff. And like there was one part where it was all like all these wrestlers who have some kind of association with like singing.
Oh.
And so like everybody who has some kind of singing gimmick is out there at the same time. It was crazy entertaining.
It's like Too Many Cooks, man. You can do genres, It's like, okay, it's the horror portion of Too Many Cooks,
At one point, like D'Lo Brown is on commentary and then his music hits and I'm just like, oh my God, yes. Like like it's so many random moments. You don't know like when somebody's coming out or how many more people are in it or anything. It's just like people aren't announced for it, and obviously in those situations, like everybody in wrestling is in town. So the possibilities are endless. And it's just, I don't know. It was one of my favorite matches of the year yet again this year. Like it's so much fun.
I would love to watch it. I definitely want to watch it because it's like I like that they can take one match and like go in so many different directions, and keep people interested. And so I think that's very cool. Imagine the Royal Rumble being a 2.5 hour match.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the, like it's not too serious. It's like everybody's having fun with it, and it's just I mean the crowd gets so into it. Um, like it's like there's you don't get anything from winning it. It's not like oh my god, like the winner goes to WrestleMania. This is really important and stuff. It's just like what funny stuff can we do and like people can leave the ring and stuff too. Like you can be pinned and everything, but there's I'm trying to think like Invisible Man was out there. Um
Is that the same Invisible Man who fought Sandman?
I believe so, but I
Okay.
can't confirm because I couldn't see him.
Okay, I get
Um but yeah, I mean there was like the amount of just random gimmicks and stuff like it was basically like a I can't say a movie, but almost like a stage, like a theater show, like different acts or something like going through. But
the last match. There we go.
yeah, so obviously Brody Lee Jr. won that last year.
Yeah.
Shotzi won it this year.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Shotzi.
She was in there for a very long time. I think she was one of the first three people or something in there. I don't even know. Oh, then like Alex Abrahantes, the hype man kept like bringing out people, like saying like, "Oh, this is the guy that's gonna win it" and stuff. Like, didn't expect any of that. Like, there's just so much like ridiculousness that's just, it was fun.
That's awesome. Cool. Definitely want to check. So I'm gonna get some news and we're gonna get out of here. Announced yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Chris Jericho and his quarantine band are coming to Rochester. If you want to see, it's a Kiss cover band. So
The
if you like,
spelling of that name irritates me so much.
but yeah, quarantine. It's almost like Koran. Oops, I mean like a quarantine. It's yeah. It's they're gonna be here.
Is it Chris Jericho that's coming here, or is it Jericho that's coming here?
It's Chris Chris Jericho.
What are we doing? Like most of the time now, we're just saying his last name. Like I don't understand, but
Yeah, so they're coming August 7th, 6 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. You can see Quarantine featuring Chris Jericho that's the title of it. He also didn't he just have like the cruise? Because I know the Quarantine played there too. Amongst all
I
social
think the cruise is taking a year off or something.
I know they're doing one late in the year. I saw there's
Maybe
like
that's it.
maybe it's
I know
like
like Janela's got a cruise coming up in February, maybe. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
So if you want to see Chris
Where is that
Jericho,
happening?
it's happening at the Montage. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you definitely want to check that out. My friend Chris actually is a bouncer there, so who knows? Maybe we'll get Jericho to come on since anybody comes on any show nowadays, and I'm sure Chris Jericho probably remembers us. He'll probably be pissed off at us, but because we haven't talked to him in about 15 years. But someone, our friend Walter,
He almost ran me over in a hallway in Corpus. That's the last time I think I saw him.
oh really?
So
I was gonna say a friend, a guy who used to listen to us when we were on the radio, Walter, he sent me a message about something, but he was, I'm sure he probably is going to go to that because I think he's a Chris Jericho fan. He's a truck driver, remember, for, I think it was Tops. I can't remember. It was like, he always would call us on the road, but I definitely remember he sent an email this week. So it's like, whoa, he's still alive. I'm still alive too. So look at that.
is Philexus still alive?
I don't know. Last I talked to Flexus had a stroke. And so I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't even know Flex's real name, so I have no
Yeah.
idea. So if you're going to watch AEW Collision tonight, it's a live show, first of all, from Peoria, Illinois, the Peoria Civic Center.
Oh God, that building.
Yeah. You got to get Kevin Knight versus Hook for the TNT Championship, Will Nightingale versus Anna Jay for the TBS Championship, Jack Perry and Mascara Dorada for the AEW National Championship, and Moxley, Pack, Claudio, Dave Finlay, Clark Connors versus Desmond Xavier, Zach Wentz, Myron Reed, Dante Martin, and Darius Martin in a 10-man, and Juice Robinson and Ace Austin versus Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. So you got some great matches. You were mentioning how the last two Dynamites have been pretty good compared to like Mania weekend. And man, what did we get? Like 4 title matches this past Wednesday. It was a very good. It was a very good Dynamite, man. It was like it started with a title match and it ended with a title match. So it was like,
And more title matches coming up this week too. Yeah, it's been very strong. I will call out like I don't understand. It had been so long since we saw an Ace Austin match.
yeah,
Now he's wrestling on Dynamite and Collision in the same week. Why are we doing this? Like, can we please get people on TV more often and only once a week? there's got to be better spacing out than this. We don't need two Ace Austin matches in a week and then not see him for 8 months or
Yeah.
4 weeks or whatever the case. Like, I mean, I'm happy he's getting TV time. I am, but I just don't understand that. So
Yeah, definitely. So you know what, he reminds me, if you look from behind, he kind of looks like Dalton Castle a bit. You know, he has like the same.
I have made that exact comment multiple times. There was some kind of like battle royal or something where like I literally, it was just like this guy with these huge quads with the hair and is that no, okay, yeah, it's Ace Austin. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they
that
should be a tag team.
that would be great. You know, someone maybe suggest it, but you know, he's doing his own thing right now, so that's pretty good. If you're gonna watch Raw on Monday, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu have a contract signing for the heavyweight match at Backlash. You've got Sol Ruka signs her contract to join Raw. Who cares? Sorry, Obafemi's open challenge. Yeah, that's so far what they've got. 3 matches, 2 contract signings, 1 match with no contract required. Raw will be live from Omaha, Nebraska. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, it's like, well, we have matches with contracts and without, you know. It's like it's such a stupid thing to do. They should just get rid of the contract signing. Think of something better.
Contract signing.
You
So
should
much.
do like, you know, how about a weigh-in? We'll do the
No, even worse.
Yeah,
those are even worse, especially when there's no like weight limits in wrestling anymore. Like, what are we doing? I think I've only been part of like one contract signing in like the indies, and I still was just like, why are we doing this? Like,
just an old thing that they should be able to put a new swing on, but
are we pretending that every single match has a contract, but like those matches just aren't important enough to do it at a table, at a flippable table in a ring? Like, what are we doing?
I have an idea. Why don't did they put health insurance in there? Maybe the contract is for, you know, not the
Beast or fired or healthcare.
Or healthcare, because they don't get it.
Do you want the heavyweight title shot or do you want healthcare?
Yeah, that's
yes.
So I just got a message from our friend Bart. He says Khan, formerly of the Ascension, will be making an appearance tonight at Pineapple Jack's at 10 p.m. Do you remember you know, I just saw a whole video on the Ascension about how WWE just screwed it up totally when it moved up. So,
I mean, there were so many acts that were so over in NXT, and then it just flopped on the main roster. And some of those cases you can blame on the wrestlers, some you can just blame on the booking and stuff. But it was weird how frequently that happened.
Yeah. So if you're going to go out tonight, you go with P-Jax at 10 o'clock, see Khan from the Ascension. I know he's wrestled locally a few times too, as well. He must be from around here or something, or, you know, or definitely will come to town. So if you're going to watch Dynamite on Wednesday, you're going to get Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight for the AEW world title. They've been playing that up a bit this past week, and they had to do the stare down at the end of last week's Dynamite at the end of the show after Darby Allin found some way to beat Brody King. You know, I'll give him credit because they got to think of inventive ways for a little guy to beat a big guy like that. So, you know,
this reminded me, I still need to go back and actually fully watch the Darby Ciampa match from the week before, because
that was great.
What I saw of it, it was so good.
Yeah, if Darby was hurt, I was thinking he was getting worse hurt because of what he was, you know, when he did that move, he does the suplex into like the neck breaker or whatever, where he drops straight down, and he did it outside the ring, and it's like, oh my God, he killed him. I thought it was over. You know, but so I do want to mention we also have Dax Harwood versus Orange Cassidy in a double Jeopardy match. And what does that mean? This is Wednesday on Dynamite. Cassidy beats Harwood, he can pick a partner from the conglomeration for a future shot at the AEW tag team titles. If Harwood wins, he and Cash Wheeler will team with Tommaso Ciampa in a future AEW trios match. Of course, Dynamite will be
the trios titles, the conglomerate. Okay. Yeah.
So Dynamite will be live from North Charleston, South Carolina at the North Charleston Coliseum. The first hour of next week's AEW Collision will air live after Dynamite. So you're going to get 3 hours straight of wrestling on Wednesday night with AEW. And the second hour will be available Saturday at 7 p.m.
Okay. So, I thought there was maybe just not a second hour. Okay.
They've done that before too. So if you're going to watch SmackDown next week, you're going to get, if you watched this past week, Gunther put Cody Rhodes to sleep after Cody's match with Ricky Saints. We have Tiffany Stratton defending against Kiana James, the United States Championship. I don't know if you've thought this Gingy thing. There's this big gingerbread man that's in the ring uh, uh, with Sami Zayn when he's I don't know. It's stupid, but he got killed. Sami Zayn killed Gingy this past week, and so they've been doing
Is it
these.
like a ginger joke?
Yeah, it started off as a ginger joke because of Sami Zayn having red hair, obviously, but now Sami Zayn.
Wow, how awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's a very Vince McMahon comedy, you know.
Jesus.
So now they're going to have a full segment funeral for Gingy. They don't have time to put a lot of these wrestlers who are backstage on TV, but they're going to have this gingerbread man suit, which was actually just a dummy this past week. And they're going to give him, and obviously someone's going to be in it. It'll probably be, somebody who will be taking on Sami Zayn. Uh, I'm not going to tell you that this is going to happen, but I bet you something like this is going to happen, folks. We're also going to get a high-profile 6-woman tag match: Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss take on Fatal Influence, and that's JC Jane. You're correct. Phelan Henry and Laney Reed. So that is Fatal Influence.
Those are names.
Yeah. So CW came out this week and announced that they're going to be showing all of NXT premium shows live on CW. So they were doing it on YouTube, I think. WrestleMania, the one they had in April, they did it on YouTube. And so this is over 20 PLEs that they're going to be rebrought.
Something premium if it airs on the CW?
I don't know, because it depends. If it's on the same time as they're on
Premium as it can be?
Is it going to be on the same time that they're supposed to be on the air? And so then is it really a premium then? I don't know. So I'm not sure the exact details of it, but I'm assuming they're going to run them on the weekends or something. But CW, I don't know, CW's happy with them, I guess. Paul Levesque, I mentioned, signed a new 3-year contract. So if you have any problems with WWE, you know who to send the emails to. Stephanie Vaquer is hurt. Yes, she is. She was written off TV in a backstage attack last week. She has an AC sprain, I think, 2nd-degree AC sprain, and she's going to be out for a bit. I think it may have happened in a WrestleMania match too. Tala Tonga has been sidelined for a bunch of different reasons, but we haven't seen him since August 17th, and they expect him to be back soon. Did you see the thing about AEW performer Rebel? She took to social media this past week and said that she has a terminal ALS diagnosis, which it's really sad, but she's being supported by a lot of people, and she and who knows, hopefully they can find some treatments for her or not. But I know that they thought she had cancer for a while, and then it turned out to be this ALS, terminal ALS diagnosis. So send our
video to watch. And she gave thanks to Tony Khan, who's been supporting her through all of this, which, I mean, shout out to that. It's nice to see a company in America supporting their people and stuff. But yeah, that was everybody was commenting on that on Twitter and Instagram yesterday. It was heartbreaking to watch.
It is, definitely. Yeah, it was. So WWE added a new member to their broadcast team. Emily Agard announced on social media she's been hired. She is a Sportsnet television host who hosted tailgate events for the Blue Jays and Raptors. She also hosts for the LeafNation.com, a website focused on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
She's awesome. I was curious a little bit because she hadn't really. There's been a new woman who's been doing a lot of the Blue Jays, like around the stadium reports during the games and stuff. So I was wondering if something was going on there, but Emily's always been like posting on Instagram about WWE stuff. Also a really good drummer and stuff, but it's crazy to see like American wrestling has acquired Renee Paquette and then Jackie Redmond and now Emily Agard, and it's just like, wow.
I mean, Trish Stratus technically was like a host of something when she was signed too from up in Canada. She was doing The Law with that's where she got seen first by WWE.
Yeah.
So
but I love that signing. Emily does a great job. So props to her on that.
So this one's not going to be too friendly, but Stephen A. Smith, potential involvement with WWE starting to gain traction. The outspoken ESPN personality has been the subject of growing internal buzz, with those connected to the situation said to be pleased and enthusiastic about the possibility of him playing a role in WWE's expanding media landscape. He had, I don't know if you saw any, I mean, he had Danhausen on, and Danhausen cursed him. And I think that that was he's interested. You know what? I don't hate Stephen A. Smith. A lot of times, when he did the morning radio show, I felt bad for the guys that got fired, so he could do that. But he didn't do it very long with ESPN. I think so. But he's.
I'm not a fan, mainly just because he's been pretty disrespectful to hockey and stuff at many times. But obviously, he's got a big audience, so I don't think it's the worst idea to involve him. And it is mind-boggling to me, like, to see like Danhausen, somebody going from like all these indie shows and stuff to like constantly seeing posts on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff from ESPN and the Sports Center account and all this stuff of Danhausen. I'm just like, wow, like this is it's great. I mean, he deserves all of that, but it's crazy to see like how much mainstream stuff he's getting at this point. So good for him. I mean, we've always said like it made sense for him to be in WWE, and
yeah, he has a little
nice to
car.
see ESPN sees his value too.
Do you see he's got a car now that he drives? It's
Batmobile kind of thing or something.
Yeah, it's almost like a Munster mobile because his theme reminds me of the Munsters theme. So it seemed like they're going like with a real Munster thing going on with him. But he's going to have a mystery partner, by the way, in a match at Backlash against The Miz and what's that dude's name? Toxic.
Kip Wilson.
Yeah, Kip Will.
I was
Yeah,
about to say Kip James. Nope, not Billy
Toxic.
Gunn.
Toxic. Yeah, well, he's going to have a mystery partner, so who knows who he'll be teaming up with? Who knows? Grandpa Mustard. Oh, I think he's dead. So, but yeah, he's getting a lot of primetime footage. So kudos to him. But he's got a little car now. He drives around. It's very interesting. So
I wonder now. I had him sign like a nice mini stack of those ESW posters I made with him that looked like the SummerSlam '94.
Yeah.
I wonder how much those would sell for now.
I bet they would. I bet.
Yeah.
Put them up on eBay or wherever you can sell things. Right. So I got two more things and I gotta get out of here because I gotta run. So AEW is gearing up for another major event for the 2026 calendar. It's called AEW Redemption. I already talked about it a few weeks ago. But it's slated for the summer. It looks like it's happening. It's going to be bridge the gap between Forbidden Door and All In. So the plan ultimately materialized with the announcement of it, and it's currently expected to take place in July. So we do have another
Word is that it will be at the Bell Center in Montreal.
Ooh, not far from here. Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. WWE's
not far,
yeah,
and totally worth it. Go get an orange julep and get some croissants.
There you go. This is the last piece of news and we'll get out of here. WWE is once again expanding its reach for premium live events, this time bringing part of Backlash to cable television. It was announced during this week episode of WWE SmackDown. The first hour of WWE Backlash will simulcast on ESPN2. The remainder of the show will continue to stream on ESPN Unlimited. That's what they're calling it now, Unlimited. Backlash is 1 week from today, May 9th. And will take place at the Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. So that's the news. Hey, Rob, you got anything coming up?
We have ESW Brawl Fest on Friday, which is, I always call it basically the SummerSlam of ESW, like the second biggest show of the year. Riverworks, 8 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Friday. Will be live on IWTV. I believe all of the matches are announced now. Christina Marie defending against Lady Frost. There's
free agent Lady Frost, right?
Yeah. She's doing MLW now, but whether you want to count that or not. And Gregory Iron defending against Cheech for real this time. Iron was taken out at the last show. A gauntlet to crown new tag team champions after To Infinity Beyond were stripped of those titles due to the injury to Colin. Bill Collier will be taking on Cruel. There's a lot on that show. So ESWTIX.com. It's got the ticket info or the live stream info.
That's May 8th. This Friday night, right?
Yes.
There you go. Very cool. You know what you're doing. We probably won't see you next week then, I'm guessing.
Probably not.
Okay. DC, you got anything coming up?
You may not see me either because I'm actually traveling for business at the end of next week.
Wow, new jobs got you on the road, huh?
Are you going to a place with weather?
Yes, I have heard they do have weather.
Ooh, love when a place has weather.
And there's atmosphere too. Then
Unless it's like Rochester weather. You know.
right
Yeah,
now,
is it going to be warm enough to justify drinking a beer at a ball game today, Cash?
I'm wondering that myself. I've got multiple layers.
It won't get warm. It's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. It will never get, as long as you don't hold it in your hand, it won't get warm. So you can just
Yeah.
keep putting it down, So yeah. I'm supposed to be there at 11:15. I don't think I'm going to make it by then. So. I told him I was going to be.
We'll see you guys next week at the same bad time.
Yeah,
Somebody
exactly.
slam somebody you love.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna get out of here, guys. You just heard them say it. So check out
Honey buns, garlic bread.
check out
See you next
all our
week.
old shows on iTunes as well as our socials. We're paying underscore
11:11. Make a wish. You're not gonna make it on time.
Oh, okay, guys, you take it easy. We will have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Same bad time. What was it again?
Uh,
Same bad channel. There we go.
go Sabres.
Yeah. All right.